Weather and sports. This is 12 on 12.
A jury finds a Providence police officer not guilty of sexual assault. Tonight, reaction from the alleged victim's father. Providence police officer was acquitted of sexual assault.
Taft Manzotti nearly broke down when he heard the words "not guilty." His family and friends, as you saw right there, erupted in cheers, but it's a different story for the family on the other side of this case. The father of the alleged victim is angry and frustrated. 12 News reporter Walt Buteau is live now in the news center with the details. Good evening, Walt.
Good evening, Jim. Officer Manzotti will likely be relegated to desk duty when he returns to work. And a police department internal investigation is underway already into his actions the night of the alleged crime. But for Manzotti, the bottom line is not guilty. Taft Manzotti contended from the beginning that if there was a crime, it was committed by investigators. He called the allegations a setup, payback for his outspoken involvement with the Fraternal Order of Police.
Absolutely, that's what he maintains.
I'm not quite sure which I have more of today, love and respect for my father, or disgust and angst for much of the administration within the Providence Police Department and its political cronies. That's it.
Okay, way to go. Thank you very much. The victim claimed in tearful detail that Manzotti picked her up from this Providence home during a party and later sexually assaulted her with his hands. But there was very little physical evidence.
His hands started roaming.
Another woman testified she was fondled by Manzotti 10 years ago, but she never pressed charges. The teenager was unavailable to comment about the verdict, but here's her father's reaction. I truly believe my daughter and the other victim who testified, they had nothing to gain, but everything to lose.
How difficult it is to prosecute.
Peg Langhammer is executive director of the Sexual Assault and Trauma Resource Center.
There are other ways that this person can move on with her life, but certainly that's, I'm sure, not at all what she can be thinking about today. I'm sure it was an incredibly disappointing and surprising verdict.
Her father goes on to say the lesson to be learned is if you have a wife or daughter, think twice. He says the remedy far outweighs the illness. Victims remain victims, and justice is only justice for the person who wins.
Because we haven't won anything.
The Manzottis contend this is not a victory for them. They say the victim is Taft Manzotti, whose reputation was assaulted.
Try very hard to get it back again. And with the friends and the support and the family that I have, they'll come back.
Manzotti has been suspended without pay since he was indicted way back in August. He could be back at work by Monday. Live in the News Center, Walt Buteau, 12 News.
All right, Walt, thanks. And Mayor...
My reaction today is finally that justice prevailed in the system that you have to believe in, and I'm glad it came in my area, my verdict.
It was a year ago next week when Manzotti crossed paths with a 17-year-old partygoer.
I didn't think I was doing anything wrong.
He was responding to a noise complaint and said he took her to the Marriott to go to the bathroom.
I said nothing. I just kept crying.
She said he then took her to the school for the deaf to assault her, to manually penetrate her in the front seat of his cruiser, though she first said it was the back seat. He said that never happened. Another witness said it happened to her almost the same way a decade ago.
And his hands started roaming about my body.
He said that never happened either. There was no physical evidence in the case.
You still maintain that that was the real story here, that you were unfairly targeted by the brass?
Absolutely, that's what he maintains.
The state said that never happened. He said, they said. But it's what the jury said that matters most.
I'm not quite sure which I have more of today, love and respect for my father, or disgust and angst for much of the administration within the Providence Police Department and its political cronies.
You want to go back to that department?
Oh, yes, there's a lot more work that has to be done there.
Manzotti still has a marijuana charge pending. That's set for a separate trial. As for coming back to the department, the mayor says he can return right away, that he'll be placed on desk duty pending internal investigations.
Today, I understand that Patrolman Taft A. Manzotti was found not guilty of charges stemming from a May 8th incident. However, the commissioner and myself and the colonel have reached a decision that he will be restricted to desk duty pending an internal investigation of the incident and a police officer's Bill of Rights hearing regarding any violations of departmental rules and regulations.
In Providence, Gene Valicenti, News Channel 10.
And also, just for the record, Manzotti will be reimbursed for the back pay that he lost during his recent suspension. The Attorney General's office tells News Channel 10 tonight that it does not criticize judges or members of juries, and we're quoting now, move forward.